After the dissolution of a marriage, there is always a problem between the spouses on where the children will be, the custody of the child. The husband wants the children to be with him, the wife also wants the children to be with her. And all this is not in the best interest of the child. There are issues that always come around like this. Today we'll be discussing the custody of a child. Click on the subscribe button, like this video as we discuss child custody. Hi, my name is A.I. Ango. I'm a legal practitioner, a notary public, and a chartered arbitrator. Today we will be discussing the custody of a child. After the divorce, the spouses involved always get into legal battle about who takes the custody of the children. And most of the times, this battle is not in the best interest of that child. It is mostly ego. It is mostly about pride. It is mostly about how do I inflict more pains to the other spouse. The husband wants the wife to feel bad, to feel pain because he has taken the children. The wife also wants the husband to feel pains because she has taken custody of the children. So it is always a fight about ego and pride, forgetting the betterment of the children. Now, the Matrimonial Causes Act and the Child Rights Act of 2003 gives the High Court the exclusive right in determining the custody of a child. Where there is a divorce, where a divorce has occurred between the spouses, the court will now determine where the children will be. Is it with the husband or with the wife? In this situation, there are so many considerations, there are so many conditions the court will look at before the court will grant the custody to either of the spouses. The custody of a child is basically based on the well-being of that child. The court will first and foremost look for the well-being of that child. Where will the child get the physical and mental welfare? Where the child will be taken care of physically and mentally? Where the child will have the best of care? These are considerations that the court must put in place before it can grant the custody of that child to either of the parents. Now, where there is a divorce, the court must, as a matter of fact, look at who can provide shelter for the child, who can provide education for the child, who can take care of the child. These are considerations the court must put in place. Where the child is a small baby or is still breastfed, the court will definitely grant custody to the mother as at that period. However, it is always in the best interest of the child that the court will look at, because taking a suckling child away from her mother will not be in the best interest of the child. So that is why mostly when the baby is suckling or still a toddler, the mothers are considered, her place are considered to be the best place for the child, pending when the child will be well to stand on his own. Now, the court must look at first who provides a better, secure environment for the child. Is it the father or the mother? The court will also consider who will have the child's interest at heart. Is it the father or the mother? The court will also put into consideration where will the well-being of the child be? How is the child going to be trained? How is the child going to be brought up to be a very good member of the society? Behaviorally, the court will also consider that. In trying to gain custody of a child, a spouse that is applying for custody of a child must prove to the court that he or she is having an impeccable character that they can transmit to the child. And he must or she must prove to the court that the other party is having questionable character, that the child staying in his or her custody will corrupt the good behavior of the child. is mandatory, it is necessary for the party applying for custody to prove that to the court. Now, where the custody is granted to a party, to a spouse, let's say, for example, custody is granted to the mother of the children. The father is definitely going to provide for their feeding, is going to provide for their academics, that's their education, is going to provide for their well-being, despite the fact that they are staying with the mother. And the father must also pay for their medical bills. These are responsibilities that the father must have. Then equally, the father will be given visitation rights. Probably they will say every weekend he can have 6 hours with the children. It depends on what the court will decide. And also during holidays, they can spend a substantial part of the holidays with the father. Well, if the custody is granted to the mother, then every other responsibility the father will take care of. And also, the mother will equally have visitation rights to the children. Maybe some hours within the week, she can visit the children as the court may determine. And during holidays, she also can have the children with her to spend a good part of the holidays with her. These are rights. We must understand that both parents have equal rights on the children. There is no one that is having superior right over the other. So that is, the children, while they are still minors, they will be within the custody of the person or the spouse or the parents the court has given custody to. And by the time these children are of age, they can now decide where they want to be, either with the father or with the mother. But in as much as they are still minors, they cannot decide on their own. The court will look out for their best of interest and then grant custody to whom the court deemed fit to take care of these children. So most times, the battle keeps on raging between the parents. Once the child is not with a certain parent, the other parent feels as if he has lost the battle, or he has lost the children, or he has lost his children. That is not the case. The court will never deny you of your children. The court will never deny you being the father of your children or being the mother of your children. What the court looks at is the best interest of those children. So, couples that always get or that do get involved in legal battle after divorce, they also must consider that the interest of their children should be of paramount to them. They must not put pride and ego trying to see that the children must come to me when you know you don't have the time, you don't have the wherewithal to give them the good behavior they would get. It is better you allow the other spouse that will have the time, have the facilities to give the children the best behavior and make them good citizens in the society. That will be for your own betterment as well as for the betterment of the children. So as always, we always tell you, don't get mad, just get a lawyer. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. We hope to see you in our next video. Like this video and share with your friends. Thank you.